They point their fingers, aim at my head. Nobody wants to rock with their nonsense instead. They say we're family like that means a thing, but words got teeth sharp enough to sting. You throw it out there, expecting me to fold. Consequences come fast, mean and cold. It's okay, blame me. I'll wear the weight straight and under pressure, accept my fate. Blame me for the silence, blame me for the noise. Blame me for the losses, blame me for the broken toys. Put it all on my back, call it what you need. Big wide target for your anger to feed. Blame me for the silence, blame me for the noise. Blame me for the losses, blame me for the broken toys. Put it all on my back, call it what you need. Big wide target for your anger to feed. Blame me for the silence, blame me for the noise. Blame me for the losses, blame me for the broken toys. Put it all on my back, call it what you need. Big wide target for your anger to feed. Do what they want without a second thought. Try to speak up, get yourself caught. Say whatever with a smile painted on. Then they act surprised when I'm already gone. Blame me for the silence, blame me for the noise. Blame me for the losses, blame me for the broken toys. Can't be the scapegoat forever and a day. Somewhere between I'm lost in the fray. But you'll keep swinging long as you can. Blame it all on me, it's a perfect plan. Blame me for the silence, blame me for the noise. Blame me for the losses, blame me for the broken toys. Put it all on my back, call it what you need. Big wide target for your anger to feed. Blame me for the silence, blame me for the noise. Blame me for the losses, blame me for the broken toys. Put it all on my back, call it what you need. Big wide target for your anger to feed. Blame me for the silence, blame me for the noise. Blame me for the losses, blame me for the broken toys. Put it all on my back, call it what you need. Big wide target for your anger to feed. Blame me for the silence, blame me for the noise. Blame me for the losses and the broken toys. But at the end of the day, you will always be trash. Blame me for the silence, blame me for the noise. Blame me for the losses, blame me for the broken toys. But at the end of the day, you will always be trash.
Blame me for the silence, blame me for the noise. Blame me for the losses and the broken toys. Put it all on my back, call it what you need. Big wide target for your anger to feed. Put it all on my back, call it what you need. Big wide target for your anger to feed. For your anger to feed. It's time!
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I am your host of tonight's Software Explorations, Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. That is what we do here. All we do is win, like my good friend says.
I mean, all we do is win, man. You know that.
Right? So, we are here. Do you see that background back there? Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look at that background already. Just getting started, and we have my people in the chat. What is going on? What's up? First and foremost, Operation Tech Takeover. What's good? Happy to see you here. B Peace. Hello, hello, hello. My good friend Don. What's up? Don, it has been a crazy, crazy busy week. Like meetings on top of meetings. Haven't even been able to get to the work that we need to work on, but I'm gonna make it happen between tomorrow and this weekend. We're gonna get back to work, Don. It was a crazy week, but shout out to you, Don, for being here. And and I thought it was Demetrius Johnson, my good jiu-jitsu brother and software engineer, Tony. What's good, Tony? Good training this morning, right? Good training. All right. Oh my God, it's getting hot in here. All right, let's go. But do you guys see did you see that background? Did you see those masks back there for Cybersecurity Week? Isn't that immaculate? Oh my God, that's beautiful. I love it. That's why I was late because I like Amazon just delivered the package at 7, and I was like, I got to get this up to round off Cybersecurity Week in the right fashion, right? And it is gorgeous, gorgeous. I tell you. Oh my God, I'm impressed. I am super impressed. But let's get going. All right. So Don is like, yeah, it's been a crazy, crazy week, right? And Tony's like, yes, sir. Good training this morning as always. All right. So, and guess what? Tony and I do the 6:30 a.m. class. Which link, Don? Which link? What you talking about, Don? Which link you want? You want to come on the show tonight? Is that the link you're asking for? Let me know. Let me know whatever you want, Don. I got you. If you want to come hang out, I got you. All right. So let's get through the agenda real quick. Busy day, but we're gonna get to it, right? We're gonna get to it. So first and foremost, I would like to thank all of the newest subscribers. Yo, this growth is like crazy in the past 2 weeks to a month. Oh my God, it's been crazy. So just to let you know,
I appreciate you.
I really do appreciate you. And I want to give a big shout out and salute to the Tech Barbarians. You guys are killing it over there. I just posted some new things in the Patreon. I posted a video talking about the 2 main questions that you must answer before you put anything on your resume. All right. So that is in the Patreon. And I posted some, and this link right here in the Patreon is for free, right? Some top courses that I recommend, right, on Udemy that they're not that technical. Like you're not going to really learn them in a boot camp and stuff like that, but it is essential for you to have those down pat if you want to hit the ground running when you get your job, right? And those include like using Git. It includes understanding Jira and understanding Agile, things of that nature, right? Because you're not going to be able to go to work and say, I'm not going to stand up. I don't like stand up, because guess what? They won't like you anymore, and you got to get the hell up out of there. All right. So it's some courses that I would recommend that you get familiar with, because you need to know how to use these tools. You're not going to learn that at a boot camp, right? But you don't want to be looking all foolish on the job on your first day, especially if you're trying to transition into our world. You know what I'm saying? So, for the lights, I got you. Oh, you want I got you, Don. I got you. But do you see the mask, Don? Do you see the mask? I got you on the lights, but do you see the mask? They are gorgeous. All right. So, with that being said, I appreciate it. Operation Tech Takeover. I appreciate it. Yeah, it looks crazy back there, right? All right. You know, I was like, it's Cybersecurity Week. We got to do it, because last month I came out with the mask that was right there, that mask right there. But I'm like, you know what? We got to do it better. No masks. We're going to have a wall full of masks with caps on, right? With snapbacks on. Every hat back there is a snapback, and it's masked up. All right. So, Don, I got you on the link after the show. I will send that right over to you. All right. So let's continue with our agenda. You know, we get distracted sometimes, like that ADHD mixed with the OCD. That's when you're in QA, that's how it goes, right? So let's go with this. If you are new to the channel, I want to interact with you in the chat. So do me a favor, hit the subscribe button so you can talk to me, because I want to have like, let's have a conversation. Let's have some feedback. And while you do that, hit the notification bell so you can know every single time that we go live and drop new content, because the content that we drop, it is a lot. It is massive. All right. So just be ready. Okay. Just be ready. And of course, like the video, share the video, all that good stuff. So let me help you out real quick, right? Because I know you get excited. You come into the live stream and you're like, oh my God, this content is so fire. And you're like, you just start going into the chat and everything like that. But, here's what I need you to do, right? Because when you're coming on your phone, it automatically opens up the live chat. So what I need you to do is, right, you're going to, let's say we're going to close down this right here, right? And we're going to hit the subscribe button. And then you're going to like it as well, right? And then you're going to go back and you're going to open the chat and you can have at it and we can have a conversation, all right? That is what I want you to do because let's talk, right? So that is the plan, all right? So, and of course, if you haven't done so yet, check out the Patreon, www.techcoachralph.dev, and you can sign up for free and we can, hang out. Thank you for your support. And once you sign up, you can see all the content that we have in there. You get the 2 minutes of every video included. And you can decide if you want to go level up to a tier, you want one-on-one coaching, whatever it is, right? So that is the plan, all right? And now let's move on to our live show schedule. So when do I go live? Well, let me tell you, it is just about every single day and sometimes Saturday, right? But Saturday, there's no guarantee. It depends if we have some extra work that we need to do, maybe a special show, maybe a working session, who knows, right? But this is our live show schedule. Morning shows, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7:15 a.m., right? That is the schedule, 7:15 a.m. So that means I will be back at it again, 7:15 a.m. tomorrow morning, right? Sunday afternoons, we have software explorations. We are going through the mean streets of Terraform, and we're getting it. We're going to be moving on this Sunday into another aspect of Terraform. We are going to move away from the VPCs because we kind of got it, but as we take on some more projects, we will be able to maybe because my tech barbarians, they are on the brink of deploying some software. Maybe I'll save that for next Sunday actually, but we're on the brink of deploying some software, our first app, right? So I was thinking about deploying it this Sunday, but maybe I'll wait till the following Sunday after we finish our sprint review, right? But we'll see. I'll think about it. I'll let you know, maybe, all right? But Sunday afternoons, we're going through Terraform. We're going to be moving on to the next section of Terraform, focusing more on AWS, some more on AWS, getting deeper in there. I think we're going to be going through the identity and access management section very soon. So, because I've seen that identity and access management engineer overview is getting massive amount of views. So maybe you'll want to tune in for the Terraform live stream where we talk about that, where we configure that, right? But that is what we do on Sunday afternoons at 2:15 p.m. Eastern time. Tuesday nights, we have Q&A sessions. We just did our monthly cybersecurity Q&A with Socks, and it was fire. Like, I must say, it was fire. So if you did not see that, go ahead and tune in to this past Tuesday's Q&A show, and it was great. It will be getting clipped up next month during our Q&A week, just like we've been doing this week, right? That's going to be the plan going forward. If you haven't done so yet, go and subscribe to Socks' channel. It's at Free Range Socks. All right. Definitely check that out. And then we have Thursday nights tonight, software explorations. Tonight, we're going to be configuring Grafana, and we're going to use, what are we going to use tonight to do this? We are going to be using the amazing Chaos Camp challenge of the rock, paper, scissors to send the logs that are generated in that over to Grafana so we can have our logs going in there, right? And then we can query that and figure out how Grafana works. Because so many people ask about Splunk, Sumo, whatever the other softwares are, right? But why don't we get familiar with the open source one, right? And then we can transfer that knowledge over to because the queries at the end of the day are going to be pretty much the same. They might have different features, but the queries are going to be very, very similar. So let's use something that we can have on Docker on our own computer, right? And then we'll go through it from there. Because guess what? The goal of this as well, especially if you're interested in cybersecurity, right? I mean, you need your certifications and some education and stuff like that. But that practical knowledge is going to go so far. And if you can like go into an interview and be like, oh yeah, and I configured Grafana and I used the Chaos Camp challenge and it had logging going in there. So I took the logs that were going into Chaos Camp and I sent it over to Grafana, and then I built these dashboards and these queries and all this crazy stuff. And they're going to be like, what the beep? And so that is the point. That is the point. All right. So we are just just making ourselves more and more marketable because we're gonna kill it out there, right? And that's what I'm here to give you the strategy, right? Because am I in cybersecurity? No, but can I stumble my way through it? Certainly, all right? So that is the goal. And that is what we're going to be doing tonight. So let me give you that rundown one more time, all right? So what is it? What is our schedule? It is the morning show, Coffee and Kata, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Sunday afternoons, we have software explorations. We are currently going through Terraform. Tuesday nights, we have Q&A sessions, and then we have Thursday nights, more software explorations. Tonight, we're going to get into Grafana after we get through these brief or maybe not so brief messages. I don't know. But let's move on. What is our pre-recorded show content, right? What we have pre-recorded shows too? What? Yes, we do. That is Mondays at noon Eastern Time, Candid Conversations. And this past Candid Conversation, I said, I don't believe you. I don't believe the things that are coming out of your mouth. You say you want growth, but your actions show otherwise. But guess what? You can change that. And I want to believe you. So you're going to have to make a change. You know, like Michael Jackson says, you have to look at the man in the mirror or a woman, or a woman. So let's make a change. Let's do better. Candid Conversations are on Mondays, 12 p.m. noon. And then we have our software explorations, which are on Wednesdays, concepts and overviews. This past Wednesday, which was yesterday. Oh, yesterday. Time flies, all right? But yesterday we released the Cloud Security Engineering Overview. It was great. Those things are serious, all right? So if you haven't checked it out yet, go ahead and give that a watch. It's similar to the Identity and Access Management video. It's another role that you can level up in cybersecurity. Are you going to be making all that money, $150K on your first job? I don't think so. But, guess what? It's something to aspire to, right? It is something to aspire to. There are so many ways and so many people willing to help you level up, but are you using your resources to the best of your ability? I don't think so, because we show up and we say, hey, ask us any question you want, and you don't show up, you don't ask questions. And then the next day you come into the Discord and you're like, I want to get into cybersecurity. What the hell is cybersecurity? Well, we're trying to help you, right? So show up to the live shows, watch the videos about cybersecurity, right? About the different roles so you can know what path you should follow, all right? So that is Wednesday, software explorations, concept and overviews. And then Fridays, we have one of my favorite shows, The Bug Bite, where we are reviewing different industry-related bugs, whether they're cybersecurity bugs, whether they're software bugs, whatever the case may be. But we explore those vulnerabilities and see what could have been done differently, how it affected the public, how it affected the company, all that good stuff. So that is Fridays, the Bug Bite. And then throughout the week, we have clips from our Q&A shows that we release at 3 p.m. And guess what? Next, I'm going to start adding additional clips from different shows, throughout the week, right? So look out for that. It's going to be amazing, all right? So get ready for it. We're doing big things over here, right? Because we are looking for growth. And guess what? Nothing you can do about it, right? So let's go through it one more time. Mondays, Candid Conversations. Wednesdays, Software Explorations, Concepts and Overviews. Fridays, The Bug Bites. And then we have clips that drop from different shows, especially our Q&A shows throughout the week. And I would like to encourage you once again, as you are going to see in this, because I'm going to be using Chaos Camp, right? So I encourage you, if you want to level up your technical skills, right? Not only do you sign up for the Patreon, but you also go to the Chaos Camp GitHub. Don, if you can drop the link for the Chaos Camp GitHub in the chat so people can know where they can get these coding challenges, these QA challenges, so that they can stimulate their mind and they can continue to get better, all right? So check out the Chaos Camp GitHub, okay? And I think tonight, okay, so, all right, so let's go to one more time before we get into the show. I want you to do what's in your best interest, and that is to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can know every single time we go live, like the video, share the video with everyone, because guess what? There's something here for everyone. Whatever your interests are, we have something for you, unless it's ratchet. We don't do ratchet over here, all right? So that's just a disclaimer, okay? We do tech stuff because we are tech people. We are trying to level up, all right? So, and of course, check out the Patreon, www.techcoachralph.dev. And whew, with that being said, we need some energy.
Please offer me your energy. I ask of you, please.
All right. So, what we're going to do before we get into Grafana, sorry for the Marco Rubio water drink, right? But what we're going to do is we are going to look up our Agile manifesto, the principles of Agile. I think, let's see, where did we leave off last, right? Okay, so I think we're on number 4. Yeah, I think we're on number 4. We'll do 4 and 5 because I don't remember if we did 5 yet, right? So let me go here and we are gonna do, all right. So the 4th principle of Agile is business, people, and developers must work together daily throughout the project. That is very, very important because back in the days, right? Back in the days during the waterfall model and stuff, they would give a bunch of documents and requirements over to the developers, and then they would wait, and the developers go into their cave for about a year, and they come out and they say, here's what you need to test queue, and it's like a book, and we're like, okay, and then it takes us another year to test it, and then we find some more bugs, and it takes us another year to fix it and retest it. So then 5 years later, the customer gets their software, but the customer has probably passed away by that point, right? So the waterfall model does not work, but with the Agile method, the business people and the developers work together closely so we can continuously deliver software. As the 3rd principle says, deliver working software frequently from a couple of weeks to a couple of months with a preference to the shorter time scale. We try to aim to go every 2 weeks, right? And the way that we work, because we use like continuous delivery, continuous deployment. We don't wait until 2 weeks to deploy all the code. Once the story is done, we merge it in and we deploy and we keep it moving. All right. We don't have time for stragglers. All right. And let's do number 5 to our added, because I don't remember if we did this one last time, right? But number 5, build projects around motivated individuals. Give them the environment and support they need and trust them to get the job done. And I'll tell you this, right? Because I've been on projects and teams where it is very, very business-led / product owner driven. Like, so they're pretty much telling us everything to do. And you could see like the misunderstandings and the friction and stuff like that. But on the project where it's the company gives the team the direction that they want to go, and they give it to the team, the developers, the engineers to take us in that direction. And we say, okay, this is what we come up with. What do you think? And once everybody agrees, right? So now we're motivated because we are the ones who are coming up with the solutions to add value, right? Then that gives us the environment and the support that we need, and we go out there and kill it, right? But if it was just something that like, oh, you just have to do it, like, okay, fine, whatever. We don't have any care into it, and it's not as fruitful that it could be. All right. So shout out to the Agile Manifesto continuing to add value. All right, let's go back to our home screen. All right, cool. So we are going to get into Grafana in just a minute, but let me take care of the chat real quick. So my buddy Tech Takeover says it would have been crazy if you started the show with the last month, right? Like this time last month, I did start the show with that mask right there, right? But I'm like, I need something different. So I'm like, let me get the. Oh boy, it's crazy windy down here. But I was like, let me start with the background with the lighted ones and it's awesome. It's awesome. So yeah, and if you saw on the thumbnails for the Q&A videos this week, like it was all with the mask on, so it was cool. It was fun. All right, and Don says purge mask, love it. It was worth being a little late for. And here is the GitHub link for Chaos Camp, where we have all sorts of QA challenges, and it's good practice. We've been doing it in the morning. You saw me add the health check to it. Saw me Dockerize it. You saw me open up issues. You saw me merge into the PRN. So many things to do, so many things to learn. All right. So definitely check out the GitHub Chaos Camp. Choose your own challenge. We're continuously adding new challenges to it as well. So definitely check that out. And Tony says, yes, the good old day of developing for 5 years just to find out that they're going in the totally wrong direction. And Don says, works well for government projects. You can spend years arguing about the color of a button. That is facts. And you know what? That's why I kind of stay away from the government projects, because my mind would not be able to handle it. All right. And good. Oh, hold on.
Good guy.
What's up, good guy? Purge mask plus gun equals true Floridian. All right, I keep those. I keep those off the stream. All right, keep those off the stream. All right. But yeah, look at it. Look at that. Right. See, I even got good guy to come out from hiding just to give us a little, to bless us with his presence. All right.
Good guy.
All right, because we might not see him again for the rest of the night. So I'm just throwing it out there. Every time I see a good guy sighting, I have to.
Good guy.
All right. Okay. Enough fun. Let's go have some more fun. We're going to get into Grafana, and I am going to put the timer up. And so here is how it's going to go, right? We're going to look through the documentation of what it takes to set up Grafana. And then we are going to also, I might as well open it up now, but we're going to open up PyCharm, not, and I repeat, not VS Code. You guys are addicted to VS Code. I don't know why, but it is what it is. So we're going to open up Chaos Camp project. And I'll put it on my other screen. Yeesh. All right, so we got that. And okay. All right, so we have that. And now we have Grafana, or we have the documentation for Grafana, and we have Docker already open. So here we go. Oh, by the way, what? All right, we're gonna handle that in a second, Tony. But by the way, we if you use Docker, right, get rid of your make sure you clear out your images and your containers, because I just, like, it just hit me this morning, right? Or was it this morning? Or it was probably either this morning or yesterday. I'm like, wait, those things take up space, right? And I'll show you the command that I did, right? I'll show you the command. Hold on. I'll show you this, right? So I was minding my own business, right? And let me see. We're going to go like this. So I was minding my own business, right? And I was over here. Let me make that bigger for you. And I'm like, so yesterday morning we were setting up a Kali Linux machine via Docker in order to like learn some more about penetration testing. And so we install Kali Linux, right? And I do Docker images because you have to build an image. And I see that this image took where is it? 7.43 gigs. And I'm like, wait a second. If all of my container, or if all my images are that big, no wonder I'm always running out of disk space. So I started deleting. And then my disk space started rising. I'm like, oh, it's not only the millions of videos that I've recorded, but it's also, I thought I had an infinite amount of disk space for Docker. So, right. And all right, Tony. So let's address this real quick, right? For real. Yo, I was like, oh, Docker run, Docker run this, Docker run that, Docker run that. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Why am I running out of disk space every other week? And I'm like, oh, let me transfer stuff over. And then after I did this yesterday, I'm like, oh, look at and this was I had a lot more as well. I had a lot more. So, I've been cleaning up. I've been getting my disk I've been reclaiming my disk space as they say in Congress, right? So, and all right, let's not get petty here, okay, Tony? Like, you're judging me for not using Vim. I use Vim, okay? Like, I've been using Vim all day long to modify some scripts and stuff like that. And yeah, so all right, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything about your close guard, Tony, all right? Let's not go there. All right. So let's go to and Don says you need a NAS, bro, an NAS, bro. And Don says image, disk, network, purge is a must. Yeah. All right, so let's get to this. All right, so I'm going to go back here real quick, and we're gonna start up with our 20 minutes.
It's time to do.
All right, so Grafana, good old Grafana, right? I had never heard of it until maybe 2 months ago, and I still didn't really know what it was until now. So let's go to here. All right, so first and foremost, let's find out what the hell is Grafana, right? So Grafana Labs. Oh, pretty colors. This looks like a dashboard in Sumo Logic because I use Sumo Logic at work, right? But this is gonna be fun. I can already see this is gonna be fun, right? And you can get a free plan on their thing, right? You get Grafana plus 10K series of Prometheus metrics, 50 gigs of logs, 50 gigs of traces, 50 gigs of profiles, 500 VUH K6 testing. It's pretty cool. So like if you don't want to set it up on your computer, which I would recommend setting up through Docker so you can get some more experience with Docker, but you can also set it up on their end as well. But you still need logs to send to it anyways, right? So we are going to let's see what it is, right? Let's see. Getting started with Grafana and Grafana, or with logging in Grafana Loki. Is there anywhere that just says what it is? Let's see. Open source. So Grafana is the visualize your data. What's Loki? So the logs part is Loki. Log monitoring for faster troubleshooting at scale. Aggregate any log data instantly. Go from collecting to querying logs in minutes without worrying about the log format. Schema, storage sharing, sharding. I always find that word funny, sharding. Or indexing. Log everything with efficient indexing. Identify root causes faster. And that's the very important part. We're doing all of this so we can identify root causes. And we use PagerDuty. I know you've heard Socks mention PagerDuty a few times. But you can get the logs that are generated and like create a threshold where it can make an alert if it gets above a certain threshold, right? So I think that's enough. And Tony says that Loki is a popular log alternative to Elasticsearch by Grafana. Yeah, that's what I've been learning. I was reading up on Grafana yesterday, getting ready for the live stream, and it said like you can send Loki to, or you can use Loki for the logs. And I was looking at because I needed to choose a project that had logs in there, and I saw that the rock paper scissors had logs through Fast API. So once we get into that part, I'll show you the logs that is currently going in there, and then we'll have it to send. All right. So let's get into it. So let's go back to over here and let's figure out how we're going to install this. Right. So we're going to do the Docker image because we want to I want to install, maintain, and scale my own instance of Grafana, right? So we're not going to do the Grafana cloud. I think that if you want to get straight into that, like you could use that. But I like to, I like to take the difficult route. So here we are. All right, we're gonna do the recommended and default edition of Grafana is Grafana Enterprise. It is free and includes all features of the OSS edition. Additionally, you have the option to upgrade to the full Enterprise full set, which includes support for enterprise plugins. All right, so we're gonna do that one. Hopefully this thing isn't like 50 gigs because there go all my gig space, right? But I can always delete the image if that's the case. Anyways, see now I'm so conscious of disk space. Let's see. Let's keep going. So run Grafana via Docker CLI. So we're going to get started, and we're going to do this, right? So I like to type out my commands, just in case Tony wants to try to judge me again. And I don't really want that to happen. So I'm gonna type it out because he's like, "Oh my god, you don't type out your commands," and I'm like, so let's just type it out. Close enough to Vin. Oh, I think I'm using port 3000. Oh, no, I'm not using port 3000. Okay. Why would you do it on port 3000? Doesn't Express use port 3000 or Node use port 3000? Anyways, let me minimize that and minimize that. Oh my, I have so many terminal windows open. Geez. All right. Minimize that. Okay. Let's do that. All right. So 3000. I'll leave it at 3000 because I can always wipe it out. Name equals Grafana. And then Grafana / Grafana Enterprise. I think that's good. We're running it detached with the -D. And the port 3000, name Grafana. Looks good to me. All right. And immediately after this is done, I'm going to do a Docker images to see the size of this image. Because I might just stop the whole live stream if this image is egregious. All right, so we shall see. And Don says, I won't watch this unless you use vanilla Emacs. My tech vernacular is at a C student 4th grade level. So can you expound on vanilla Emacs, Don, please? Apparently Tony knows what you're talking about, and there's about to be a riot in my chat, which I am all for. I would jump in the crowd if necessary. But let's see. What is the Docker images? The moment of truth. The moment of truth. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. So we have our Grafana running, right? So let's make sure of that. Let's do Docker PS. And there it goes. Grafana is running. Perfect. Perfect. So then how to stop it? Perfectly fine. Save your Grafana data. I think we have to do this all over again, aren't I? See, this is the problem with following instructions, right? Because I should have did Emacs is an awful editor. Only graybeards angry at the world use Emacs. Gotcha. Okay, well, good to know. It's an awful editor. Okay, cool. Let's see. See, this is, oh my God. All right, But do I really want to create a Docker volume? Because I'm already short on disk space. All right. Let's see. I guess we can do a Docker volume. All right. So let's do. All right. Let's get rid of it. Docker stop Grafana. Docker rm Grafana. All right. As you can see, I was doing a lot of RMs and RMIs this morning. So Docker volume inspect. And if anybody had followed along for the Docker series, we went over to Docker storage. So we're using Docker volume right now, right? Oh, not inspect. I need Docker create, maybe Docker volume create. Is that what it is? Yep, create. Very simple, right? Creating a storage for it. And then we're gonna do Docker volume inspect Grafana storage. And we have something created. All right, cool, perfect. And the good thing, like the purpose of using the volume is that you can. It's not tied to the container. So when I was using an image of Jenkins, I had a volume for it where if I needed to upgrade Jenkins, and they upgrade it all the time, I could just create a new container, and I point that container at the existing volume, and it would have all the data, and then I could shut down the existing container. So it's like I don't want to say a shared hard drive, but it's like your container can attach to that container to that volume, and then it'll work with it'll work just like normal, right? Because you're just connecting to that volume. All right, so now we're gonna run it again. Use the up command because we had already. So volume Grafana storage. And then I'm guessing this is for the path to store it in. All right, so var lib Grafana, and then Grafana, blah, blah. All right, cool. Looks good to me. All right, so we are started, okay? All right, so we had the vibe. So if you plan to use directories on your host for the data or configuration when running Grafana and Docker, you must start the container. All right, so we're not doing this one, right? So this would be like if you were storing it on your local machine, which we're not doing that, so we're good. Use environment variables to configure Grafana. So E. All right. Public dashboards. Do we need to do that right now? Well, that would be fun to do. Looks like it would be fun to have those. But let's do that. Let's do that. We'll do one, right? So let's do another Docker stop Grafana. Docker. Oh, and Don, I have to show you the I think you have access to it, but I have to show you the quotes app. Looking pretty good. All right, let's go like that, and let's do. We did Grafana dash storage :var lib Grafana. I think that's good. Space. All right, cool. All right, that's it. Let's leave that as is. All right, so now where can we log in? All right. And then you can do it via Docker Compose. We went over Docker Compose in the past, but I'm ready to log in. Let's log in somewhere. Let's see. All right, now configuring a Docker Grafana. So that's not what we want to do. We want to Let's go to localhost 3000. What? We got liftoff. Look at that. And really less than because I did it a few times, right? But guess what? In less than about 5 minutes, we have Grafana installed and ready to go, right? Using a Docker volume as well. So let's see if we can find out what is the let's see if we can find out like what do we use to log in, right? Let's see, configure Grafana. Let's see. We don't really care about that right now. So this is if you want to customize it, white label it to like your organization and stuff like that. The default password is Ligma. Oh, okay. Am I missing a joke here, good guy? Why is I didn't doing too many things at once. Anyways, let's go to start Grafana. So that's if you're installing it manually. So let's go to sign in. All right. Sign in. If successful, you'll be prompted to change. So on the just the add, that's it. Just admin. Okay. Open your browser and go to the root URL specified in the configuration file. Da, 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 da. Let's see here. I feel like I'm being left out of this joke. So we did that. On the sign-in page, enter admin. For username and password. All right. See, there goes that ADD stuff, right? All right. So it's not safe. All right. So let's use a password of. Yep. Just saw it. Thank you, Tony. All right. Let's use a password of. Let's see. What? I don't know what good guy's talking about over there. But let's see. CCR ABC USA. TCR 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. TCR 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's go with that. And there we go. So we are successfully inside of Grafana. And here we are. We are inside of Grafana. What do you guys think? We have a SIEM tool. We have a SIEM tool. So now let's take a look at a little navigation around. Dashboards. Probably don't have any dashboards yet. Add visualization. We don't have any data. But look at that. There's a graph. There's a graph. We have a dashboard. Amazing. Add first data source. Loki. What is Prometheus? Time series database and alerting. I like it. Data source of MySQL. You can have CloudWatch from AWS. You can have Azure, Google Cloud Monitoring, Grafana Cloud. What? Datadog. Honeycomb. Jira? That's interesting. I'm going to install that. Now what? I need a license for Jira. Let's see. Plugins. Alert manager. I wonder if there's a pager duty in there. Test data. No. Interesting. Response time of tickets. Oh. Let's see. So after the break, we will go to configure to send data, a data source to it. But I'm just, we're just looking around, exploring. It's like when you get into you conquer an island, and then you have to look around, see what's going on. See the lay of the land. Yeah, I definitely want to get a data source. We're going to use the Chaos Camp data source to get that going. Loki. And then you can, okay. Let's see. Cool. All right. So, break time.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Whoa. That was fun. And put 5 minutes up on the clock. And we'll take a break. Let's talk to the chat. So, let's see. Ooh, what did I miss? All right. So, yeah, Don wants his Emacs. All right. Tony with the fire knowledge says, volumes are a convenient way to persist data or share local files you might have via a mount to the container itself. So you create/destroy the container itself. You don't lose your progress. And that is what I was trying to say in a roundabout way, but Tony said it in a much more professional way. So shout out to Tony, right? Appreciate that. That was my very bad example way of explaining it, but thank you, Tony, for cleaning that up. And Don says default password is Ligma. And Good Guy is laughing. And I want to know what's so funny. Good Guy says, is it him or does it smell like up dog in here?
Good guy.
And Tony with the help with the assist. And Don says response time of tickets. So Don, by response time of tickets, do you mean that it's a data source that we can put in from? All right, so let's address this real quick, right? How will Grafana help you with your close guard? All right, so it will track, right? Because I am, who I work for, right? I'm implementing cameras that will automatically record every time that you are training and doing specific training as well as live training, and it will automatically start to record, upload it to the server, and then it will do machine learning to analyze your close guard game and how many times that you got past and how many times that you successfully swept. And then it will break down the data and it will serve it to Grafana so that you can get alert is while rolling, right? While you're about to make a mistake, you get an alert that says like you're about to make a mistake and to clean that up. And it will be on the fitness watch. I think it's a Fitbit that you wear. It'll be on that to let you know that you need to change course. So that's how Grafana is going to help you with your close guard. I bet you didn't see that coming, right? I come up with this stuff on the fly, right? I come up on the fly. I was joking. I did not understand what Jira integration was useful for. I'm literally curious myself because there might be something in there, right? I think we're gonna try it, right? So, but first we're going to set up the chaos camp for rock paper scissors, so that we can get the logging to be in there. So yeah. And yeah, I told you, like, that's the type of stuff outside of the part where it sends it to you in real time while rolling. That's the type of stuff that the company I work for, that's what they like. They're all into that sports analytics and data and video and stuff like that. So that's like, I just regurgitated what we do. Now it says Wireshark for the human body. I mean, I kind of think like if you, what is the name of that company? They have forgot the name of it, but they have the it's like a fitness watch, but it like monitors everything, right? And tells you like when you're too tired and stuff like that. I know a couple of people who have it, but I just wasn't gonna pay that much for it. So, and I don't know. And
Good guy.
says Dumbbell AI app has similar functions to track workout movement and track it, count it. Yeah, you know what? So I use a fitness device called the X3 bar, right? Been using it for like since 2020, right? And that's like pretty haven't lifted any other weights from that, right? Other than that, right? And they're like a plate on the floor, and they use fitness bands in a bar, right? Really cool stuff. I could actually show you, right? But they just released a bar where it can actually calculate the force that you're exerting when you are pushing the bands, right? Show you real quick. I will show you because this is like
Get a move on, back to work, chop chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
so let me see if I can find it. So it's like this, right? Where it uses a bar plus bands and stuff like that, and it uses variable resistance training, right? But this guy is the one who invented it, right? It they added like a bar that can track the level of tension that is on the bands when you're pushing it, right? So pretty cool. Like, I'm not gonna pay for that bar because it's way above my pay grade. But I thought it was pretty cool mentioning about the tracking the workout, the movement, and the count. You know, and Don says kinesiology. Oh my goodness, kinesiology AI. So I tried. All right, let's get back into Grafana. Let's get back to configuring our our SIEM tool, right? So let's go to the documentation and let's put another 20 minutes on the clock.
Let's go! Let's go!
And we're gonna go to our screen. So here we are, right? All right, so data sources. We got all this done, right? So let's go to data sources, right? We want to get, let's look for Loki. I want to see how I'm gonna get. So getting started with Loki, install Loki. Let's see. Download and install both Loki and Promptail. Download config files for. Let's see. Let's see what Docker is going on here. You can install Loki and Promptail with Docker or Docker Compose. If you are evaluating, testing, or developing Loki for production, we recommend installing with Tonka or Helm. Let's see what this does. So you would run it. On port 3100, config file. Loki YAML. Navigate to here, view the metrics. For readiness, the image is configured to run by default as a user. So if I'm understanding correctly, and all you geniuses in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, we would set up Loki, right? So if I'm understanding right, we'd set up Loki via whatever. So in this case, we're going to use Docker some more, right? And this is like the config file location. And then we're going to send our logs from the chaos camp, from rock paper scissors challenge to Loki over here, and then we're going to configure Grafana to pull from localhost 3100, right? That's what I'm understanding. Okay, so I guess we can start with that, right? So let's start up with that. I'm just gonna copy this wget address, and we're gonna open up here. Let's see here. We are going to Loki log data store. So Loki is log data store. Promptail, the thing that sends logs to Loki. Okay. All right, cool. We will figure that out as we continue. All right, cool. Great information. Thank you, Tony. Thank you so much. You know what? We're going I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but we're gonna train together again one day. Oh. It has logging because it's using Fast API. So I checked it yesterday and it does have logging in there already. I can see it in the console. That it has the console that it has logs. So it should be pretty easy to add, sending it to, I guess, via Promptail to send it to Loki. So we'll definitely figure that out. But let's get this done. We're gonna copy that. And Tony, by the way, don't tell anybody, but next week I'm teaching the class on Tuesday. And the week after that, the day after Christmas. All right. So let's go here. And we're going to paste that. And we're going to do Docker compose F Docker. Actually, before we do Docker compose, right? Let's make Tony happy. We're going to do Vim. And then what is it? Docker compose YAML, right? There's your Vim, all right, Tony. There's your Vim. So networks, Loki, service, Grafana Loki, Promptail. So it's setting up Loki is gonna set up Promptail, and then environments, entry point, all that good stuff. All right, cool. And then the Grafana port. So if I had changed this port when we were starting it up, then we'd have to go in here and edit the port that Grafana is running on in order to be able to run it there. Okay, so we are going to exit out of that, and we're gonna do Docker compose -f Docker compose up YAML up. Is it actually starting Grafana over again? It shouldn't, because we already have it running, but let's see. So the good thing about using Docker Compose is that it does it pretty much you do all your settings in one file. It's automation for Docker, to be honest with you, right? You don't have to go and set up each container one by one by one by one. It it's like you have your Docker Compose file, just like automation, like doing QA automation, right? You have your Docker Compose file, and then you say, do this, do this, do this, and it's going to go out there and do everything for you. Sheesh. crazy. All right. Okay. So, attaching that. Ah, X. So did it start up or no? So we have Grafana. I wonder if it attached to the existing one, or does it even matter? I don't know. We'll find out. We shall find out. Um, cool. Probably could have just removed it from the Docker file from Docker Compose. But anyways, all right. So let's go to let's go. Actually, let's go in here, right? And we say HTTP. Let's do that. Let's say no authentication for now. And save and test. Unable to connect. Please check server logs for more details. Bastard. Let's see. Might be because I had the now it took to do it all over again, but let's see. Mm, let's see here. Yeah, I did. It was right here running. But let me try this. Page on, which that means if I get a page on file, that means it's up. Let me continue reading the instructions. Let's go back to all right. We did that. Migrate from no, upgrade no, configure best practices. Let's see. We don't need that. Send data. Let's see here. I think we did that already. Let's see. Query. So let's look at this again. So this says connection URL. Please enter a valid URL. This is valid. If that doesn't work, I'm just gonna blow everything up and start all over again. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to here, and we're gonna do Docker logs Grafana. Loki health check. All right, so I see what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna blow it all up. So Docker compose -f Docker YAML down. Docker stop Grafana. Docker. Okay, so I can do. Let me see something. Vim, Docker, compose YAML. What about my volume? Will I have to get a new volume? Would like to use the same volume, but let me see. Volumes, var, log. I could do. What was the name of it that we had? We had. Yeah, yeah. If I started, it'd be good. But I'm gonna try to start it with using the existing. Yeah, that's what I see. I just want to install Docker. I just want to I'm gonna see if I can use that same volume name that we created. Grafana storage. All right, cool. So if we were to change that Grafana storage or dash storage, see if that's gonna work. Let's see if that's gonna work. Prompt tail refers to a new prompt tail. Did I update the wrong one? Did I update the wrong one? Shoot, I did. All right, let me. I don't even know what the name was before. Hold on. Let's see. Let's do another poll. All right, got that. Grafana. Should there be a volume for that? All right, so let's go in here. All right, so what I'll do, I'll add the image for volume in here then. Let me see how they did it over here. Volume and then enter dash. Dash Grafana storage var lib Grafana. I think that's how it should be, right, Tony? That we don't have to. I mean, although we didn't really do much yet, but that does show how you could do that storage thing that Tony so eloquently explained. All right, let's do that. That doesn't work, then we'll just nuke the whole thing. All right, so let's start it up again. Docker compose up. Services, Grafana, additional property volume is not. All right, you know what? Fine, whatever. Whatever. I want to play hardball. We'll just do it your way. Ah, shoot. I should have dashed D. But whatever. It's fine. So if we go back to here or here, maybe. Let's see. I'm still logged in. All right. Or not. I don't know. Are we? Sign in. All right. So admin. Yep. Because we couldn't get the volume to get back on there. So but at least you understand what the thought was. We wanted to use the same volume so that but if I did it through regular Docker run, probably would have got it to work, but trying to figure out the YAML file for the Docker Compose. It's like it's very useful, but you gotta figure out how to do it, right? So let's do Loki for logging. And we're gonna try it again. HTTP ://www or not w localhost 3100 and save and test. What? What? Configure your or skip effort and get Loki and Prometheus as fully managed scalable with oh well, yeah, trying to get that right. Let's see. Let me see. So this is saying try that. Let's try that. Try that, see what happens. Oh, shout out to Tony for the win. Appreciate that. Okay, perfect. Container name, not the host. That makes sense. That does make sense. All right, cool. I wonder if that would have worked last time, though. I don't know, but cool. We got it. So we have that going for us. Shout out to Tony for the win. Guess what?
I appreciate you.
Awesome. All right, so we got that in place. What are our connections? So we have. All right, so we got. So they also have Google Analytics as a data source too. That is very. I'm gonna play around with this. Maybe I'll install this on. I don't know. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Because that'll also help my data engineer aggregate data and stuff. I think we have a conversation in need. All right. So, with that being said, let's do. All right. So we got that part done. We got Prometheus running, or yeah. So now, how do we get the data to go from? How do we get the data to go from our code, which we might have to take that on our next after our next break. But let's see. Grafana Loki documentation setup install. So we already did install.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
See examples real quick before we go to break. So that's a YAML. S3. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Welcome to the show. My favorite data engineer is in the building. It's like Miss Randy saw the bat symbol go up in the air and she was like, here, ready to work. Awesome. All right, let's go to break. All right, let's go to break. So when we go back, we will be trying to get the data going from the rock, paper, scissors challenge into I guess to Promtail, and then have that forward over to Loki, which will be then showed up in Grafana. All right. So it's a pipeline, but it is what it is. All right. So let's take a look at the chat real quick. All right. Let's see. So Tony had asked, let's put our 5 minutes up as well. Tony had asked, does your application send logs via STD or standard out? And I guess so. I'll show you like once we get back, I'll show you, but I think it does. And oh yeah, to the teaching the class next Tuesday morning, 6:30 a.m. class. Hey, look, that's all they give me. All right. All right. And good guy says, let's go.
Let's go! Let's go!
And then Tony with the assist, Docker PS. And then Tony says, that will set up all the services you need and add them to the same Docker network so that they can talk using internal. Yep. Yeah, that's what, like, I was trying to see if I could just start up the low key through the Docker compose, but it's just so much easier to like swipe everything out. And that's why I wanted to get the volume part done, like part of it, which I'll go back, I'll revisit that later. But I wanted to get the volume part so that we could just use the same login and stuff like that. But we didn't really do much, so that's cool. And so you should be good to go. He was using Grafana that wasn't on the Loki network. Exactly. So that's why it wasn't able to find it. And yeah, if the volume, that's what I was trying to do, but we'll figure that out. And yes, yeah, I'm gonna start. And Tony with the assist. Container name, not localhost. Perfect. And yeah, there we go. And then of course, ta-da. And we get to level up on that one. Cool. So, that being said, how's the week going? Can you believe we're almost at Friday already? We're almost at Friday. Miss Randy, what do you think about my background? Remember the other day we were talking and I was so, like, you can ask, I was so pissed because my lighting was so bad. I was so frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And look at it now, right? Look at the masks, right? The lighting on the masks, the background. Sometimes I just watch my own streams on mute, right? Not only to get the watch hours, but so I can look at the lighting and be like, wow, that's some really good lighting over there, you know? Anyways, let's see. So when we get back, okay. Operation Tech Takeover. I'll tell you this, right? Operation Tech Takeover, he subscribed like maybe earlier this week, maybe I think it was probably Sunday or Saturday or something like that. And we've been talking, and like he is a breath of fresh air. Amazing to talk to. I just have to,
I appreciate you.
So it says, family, I really appreciate you walking through your journey. Even though I am starting over with the basics, this makes me excited to start coding again. Hey, we are here for you. Like you see the crew that I have here, right? I've been, Tony, how long have I known you? Like maybe like 6 months now, maybe a little bit longer, training together every morning, and like found out that he was a software engineer. And then we have, Don. Like Don is a genius. He's probably like went back to work right now, right? Because Don is like always working, And then we have good guy. We have my future data engineer, Miss Randy here. So many people like, and I never know who's gonna show up, right? But it's fun over here because you see, like I make it very, very fun, very entertaining. Because I remember one time, right, in one of the discords I'm in. Somebody said, "Oh, I started with a boot camp for software engineering, but I quit because I like they felt that they would get bored or that it's not exciting or something like that." And I'm like, I don't know about you, but I make the work that I do fun. Like the way that you see me like on the stream, like having fun, figuring things out, trying to like push things forward. That's why I'm at work, right? Having fun with my coworkers. But making sure that we continue to meet our goals, our KPIs,
Get
and
a
everything
move
like
on.
that.
Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
And I'll tell you this, right? This is the reason that so many people they end up in tons and tons and tons of student loan debt because they go over like what's fun and makes them feel good, and then they pay a gazillion dollars to figure out, whatever it is that they're doing, and then it's like, oh my God, the job market sucks. The job market is so bad. I can't find anything. I went and I got my PhD, and the most I can get is like, the assistant you're in the self checkout. Like I'm managing the self checkout lane at Walmart or wherever, and it's like, but guess what? Because you know how to operate the computers in the self checkout lanes, you are technically in tech, right? I don't know. Well, that was wrong. Sorry. Anyways, let's keep going. So let's get back to it. And Tony says, we have known each other for 5 to 6 months. Yes, we have. Oh, and by the way, Tony's kid is a kid. I'm generally afraid of Tony's kid, right? Like I'm just gonna throw that out there. That kid is a killer on the mats. I'll tell you that, right? So, oh, yeah, and by the way, Tony, Operation Tech Takeover. He does jiu-jitsu as well, right? So guess what? I'm bringing it all together. Like soon we're gonna start having our jiu-jitsu streams, so figure that out. Anyways, let's get back to work, right? Let's get back to work. Let's put another 20 minutes.
It's time to do.
All right, so we are going to I have it. If I don't see it here, I had saw it the other day. How to configure the application to get the data. Let me see. So we have this installed already. Configure for. Let me see. Let me see. Where did I see this? So this is this stuff, right? But so there goes the logs. But I'm looking for I don't see it in here. I can find it on a different website though. Let's do this. Let's do send logs to low key. Or let's send logs to Prompto. I don't know. All right, let's send logs to Prompto. All right, collect logs. So let's take a look at this one on the Grafana site, and if let's see if this can do it. So we got that installed. So configure Prompto to send logs. There are two. So that's not what I want. Confirm logs are being ingested. I'm looking for. Where do I send? All right, create a Prompto configuration file for sending logs from a standalone host. Log into your connection. Connect data, custom data. I don't think that's what I want. Let me see. An application. So before you begin, an application or system generating logs. All right. So we got that. So we have this, right? So, and I can show you that, right? So like I said, I was going to show you that. So let's go to here. So this right here is the, trying to find my mouse. All right. So this right here is the rock, paper, scissors challenge, right? Don created it. Very cool challenge. I really love it. But let's go ahead and start it up, right? So you can see So you see info. And guess I can do, give me a second. Let me open up. What am I opening up? We'll do insomnia. Mm, let's see here. Oh, or no one. All right. So if I go to insomnia and we go to 8080 slash API slash play. And that's gonna be a post request. And we do body of JSON and weapon, well, off the top of my head here, weapon of rock, send. Missing body field. Did I? Oh, let me read the documentation. But anyways, you can see that the it's logging, right? Let me look at the README. Your no choice. Okay, so it's not weapon, it's choice. All right, so that's what it is. So choice. So your weapon, rock, computer weapon, paper, winner, computer wins, right? And here it has that something was logged, right? Which we could probably add more logs to it, but I mean that's not the purpose of this right now. But just to get something to go in, right? So we got that part. So now if we were to now we want so that's the application, right? That we want to send to Grafana. We have Docker, we have that. So we have our application, right? So we know what PromTel is an agent that ships the content of local logs to a private Grafana Loki instance or Grafana cloud. It is usually deployed to every machine that has applications needed monitoring. All right, so discover targets. So PromTel primarily discover targets, attaches labels to log streams, pushes them to Loki instance. Currently, PromTel can tell logs from two sources: local log files and the systemd journal on the AMD 64 machine. All right. So configure PromTel to send logs. Okay, so there are two options described in this guide for configuring PromTel. Send logs from a standalone host, send logs from a Kubernetes cluster. So I'm guessing we're going to be doing standalone host. Send logs from standalone host. All right, so log into your Grafana. So to create a PromTel configuration file for sending logs from a standalone host, log into your Grafana cloud environment. We're not using Grafana cloud, but okay. Click on connectors from the home. This will bring you to the connect data. From here, click custom data and select hosted logs. Well, that's not exactly what we're doing, but okay. Okay. Select, scroll down and review the configuration file that has been created for you. For the example below is the Linux YAML called config YAML and saved in, okay. And we could try this, right? So let's say we go to data source. Oh, I only have two of them here. That's the one that didn't work, I guess. That did work. Let me see. Test. Okay. Data sources. Delete that one. All right. So we got that. And let's go add new. Oh, look at that. Sumo Logic. Splunk. That's a custom. What did they say in the instruction? They said to add a. Oh, I'm looking at this one. They said to connect data, custom data. Click on connections from the home menu. So, okay, let's go to home menu. Home. Let's see, connections. Connections. Then they said to do I'll see connect data. Oh, HackerOne data source. All right, let's do this. So let's go here. Add new data source. Let's see. Let's go back. Send logs to. All right. All right, this is I think what I'm looking for. Grafana clients. The following clients are developed and supported for those customers who have purchased. Okay. Prompto is a client of choice when you're running Kubernetes. You can configure it to automatically scrape logs from pods. Prompto. If Prometheus and Prompto use the same labels, users. So let's see here. What? I don't believe in paid plugins. All right, so we're gonna do this then. If they're all paid plugins, I do not believe in paid. All right, so what we're gonna do is go this way. We are going to collect logs with. I don't want to. All right, so let's go here. Send logs. Not yet, Tony. Not yet. Not yet. Let's check. Let's check Reddit. Should I use Prompto to send my logs or directly locate Zen? Okay. Check that one. How to forward logs to Grafana Loki using Prompto. All right, cool. So we got this installed. How to install? Okay, we got that. We got that. How to configure Loki data source. Okay, so we're about here. Can I click this? No. Okay, fine. Let's see. Let's see. Here, got all that. Got all that. So we did this part. Install the agent. Did we? Yeah, we did. I believe. Okay. Or did we? Let's see. Configure Loki data source. All right, we did that. We did that. We did that. Visualize. Did I skip something? Add the following content to the file. Prompto is an agent which ships the content of local logs to a private Loki instance or Grafana cloud. Download Prompto. Okay. Okay, but I think we have that already. Create a YAML configuration file for the Prompto in the sudo vim. Add the following content. Where though? Give me an idea. Okay, we're getting closer. Getting closer. And this is how I Google stuff all the time, right? Just going down the list, finding different data. All right, so let's go to push logs from application to Prompto. Pushing logs without Loki. Pushing logs. No, that's not what I use. We're setting up Prompto and application container. All right, here we go. There we go. We're getting closer. Back to Grafana. Okay. It all depends on your application actually logging to. In any case, setting up an inside connection should be a reasonable approach. You'll likely want to configure it to Slurp. Oh my goodness! What? Up to the journal, if any log files in the bar. Pushing logs to Loki. Oh. All right, let's take a look at this one. So push logs using Prompto. You install Prompto, download the latest version. Okay, we got all that. Pretty sure we did it because that set it up in the thing. Create a configuration file. Let's create a configuration file from Prompto. Let's call it prompto-config. We can paste the following configuration. Make sure change the URL. Run Prompto. Check the logs. Where are you supposed to get that from? Let me see something. Home. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's create a dashboard. There's no data here. What in the world is this? Something's here. Something is here. Let's see. Add. Add visualization. I go with this one. Hamburger Explorer. What is this telling me though? What is this telling me, Tony? Like, where is this stuff coming from? Hmm. A random walk, live measurements, public files. Click, drop. Interesting. But like, what is this information though? Let's see. Huh. Interesting. I'm gonna go back to Loki.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Go back to Loki data source. Click on label. Label. Oh, interesting. Oh my goodness. All this stuff. That's everything from the computer. Good guy. But it makes sense. All right. Huh. So that's very interesting. Learning. Oh, let's throw up 5 minutes. What time is it? 9:30. Go for one more session. But that is that's interesting. But I'm still looking for, let me see if I'm still looking for let me see, UV corn. See, I'm still working on trying to get the login from the actual application, which I saw something like that the other day, but I was trying to see if I could avoid going straight to Loki. Um, and maybe this is it. But yeah, so yeah, that's what it is. So I want to read this comment from Operation Tech Takeover. It says, I struggled through the boot camp I went through. It was not fun. That is why I stopped coding. I passed, but I said I can't do this every day. I will be bored as hell. You have changed that outlook. If I can do that, then I am doing my job. Um, I think that the way I see it, right? Which I said, I want to do what's going to pay well, and whatever is going to pay well, I'm going to adapt to make that fun instead of looking for what's fun that doesn't pay well, right? That's how I see it. And the thing is, right, with 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 these skills of like software development, data engineering, stuff like that, web developer, you can create your own, right? So for instance, I do QA, right? So at my job I do QA. But I dabble in all of these things. Like what I'm doing right now, that is nowhere near like what QA does, like installing this software and stuff like that, right? And trying to configure it and everything, right? Um, but with with me being able to do this, I can create applications, I can create websites. I'm actually like going through Flutter, like in the like whenever I have time, I'm listening to Flutter so I can figure out how to create the mobile apps and make them native and stuff like that. Where it opens up the world to you, like the way that I had that idea with Tony about like, oh, and then it records and it does this like that, right? It's just it's just like your mind is able to stimulate to like, oh, how can I create this new idea? How can I do this? How can I do that? So knowing about agile development, knowing about software development, knowing about mobile stuff, knowing about testing, knowing about DevOps and AWS configuration, you just have a whole bunch of knowledge that's circling around in there. You just have to like shape it together and stuff like that, right? So so yeah, so that's pretty much what I do, right? And that's how I make it fun because I'm like, and then I make it, I set, I make it a competition with myself, right? All right, what can I do? What kind of challenge? How can I challenge myself? Oh, can I meet this deadline that I set? Oh, what happens if I lose, right? Make it a competition. The same way, like the things that you enjoy to do, right? Integrate that into your daily work and challenge yourself. You don't have to be like the bored um geek and stuff like that. Well, you can take your personality and make it interesting to your liking, and then you challenge yourself that way. And that way, you're not going to be bored. You're always going to be having fun. Um, Listen to music, listen to podcasts while you're working, so that you can, 'cause at the end of the day, right? I'd rather be bored with a lot of money than broke and having fun. That's just me. That's just me. Some people they really, really value like, oh, it's about being happy and stuff like that. Well, I'd rather just afford to buy some happiness, right? So they say that money doesn't buy happiness, but they also say that it's a hell of a down payment. That's how I see it. Don't judge me. It is what it is. All right. So, um, and good guy says,
We the best.
we are the best. All right. Okay. So let's and yeah, it is displaying frustration level. Yes, indeed. All right, because
Get a
Can't
move on.
believe it.
Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on, get a move on.
all right,
Back to
let's
work.
do this
Back to
last
work. Back to work.
20-minute segment before we wrap it up for the night. And I'm going to okay, now I think I'm going to use a cheat code that Tony was talking about, all right? Oh my goodness. We got Carlos in the building. What up, Carlos? And he said agreed.
I appreciate you.
All right, let's wrap it up for tonight, right? So Tony says, because I might go for your cheat code. Tony says, without spoiling too much, you already have Promtail installed with a default config that is already looking at the content of your MacBook's journal. That's why you see all your STD out in Grafana. Yeah, so that's what I figured, right? But I just want like you know how when you're looking at the logs, you can filter it for like or maybe I need to create a filter maybe, but you can filter it for like the application that you're using. I guess all the logs are coming through, right? But I don't know. So I see what you're saying. So it's already configured, right? But so if I go here and we go here, okay. So let me see. Let me see. All right. So you said the That's why you see all your STD. Three. Why you see? All right. So, with that being said, you see something. See, that's the part that I'm not entirely sure about. So let's take a look at this link, right? So we have it already set up, but the question is, how do we send our logs, our specific logs, to from Docker containers, transform and label them appropriately, and then send them to Loki. Typically, containerized environment where logs need to be collected and centralized. Cheat code: add your fast API service to the same Docker Compose YAML that you have Promtail, Loki, then use Docker, then use the Docker drive to ship all the container logs. Docker drive. Oh. So you're saying I should. Does this have a Docker? This doesn't have a Docker Compose. But it should be pretty easy to create one for it. But then if I was to
Let's go! Let's go!
But if I was to do that, could do that. Yeah. I'd have to create a Docker Compose for that application. It wouldn't be too hard. It's just the Docker run command. But think about this, Tony, right? Because I mean that makes sense. That is a cheat code, right? But let's say you have so let's say at your company, right? You have your Grafana running, right? And then now another team, right? They build an application. They need to send the logs to Grafana. You're not going to say, "Oh, just add your application to the Grafana Docker setup," right? There should be. I mean, I'm sure there is, but that wouldn't be a cheat code. But to send the data. All right, let's do this. Let's try it this way, right? We're gonna try the other cheat code. If we bypass that for now, right? Let's see here. So we have the logs here. We have Loki. You already have a Loki instance created. You have Grafana already set up, and all right, you have Python installed on your machine, and have some. Okay, you have that. First, I will know that Grafana Loki does list the unofficial Python client. That can be used. However, I wouldn't recommend that. Using that is just very bearable, and you're still gonna get your labels. All right. Fortunately, someone has already solved the problems and called it the Python logging Loki library, which is an open source solution that enables you to send your logs directly to Loki using Python's logging package. Right. That's what we got. Okay. Cool. That the way it works is attaching a handler named Loki handler to your logging instance, and every time you log a message, using one of the module's levels functions, the Loki handler makes a post directly to your Loki HTTP API. It also abstracts away from having to correctly format labels for Loki. So, all right, cool. Let's do that. All right. So we're going to go into here. Get some water. go into here and we're gonna do Python packages and we're gonna say Python logging. Okay. Gonna get that installed. And we are now importing our two main dependencies, logging and logging Loki. So we already have logging. We already have logging because it is part. So the logging is part of the Fast API, right? Wherever that is. All right, cool. So where did I see that? So searching for logging. All right, so there's logger. All right, so we have logging, right? So we're not gonna put it as part of this. Let's try to see if we can put it as part of. Let's see if we put it part of main because main is the only file that there is, right? So let's say we do import logging Loki, right? And then we're gonna do logging underscore Loki dot emitter, right? No help, okay. Loki emitter dot. Why isn't it auto helping me? Equals level. That work? Let me see. Does that work? I don't know if that's gonna work. Let's see. Now assign a variable name handler. Let's try that. I don't know if that's gonna work. Let's see. Logging Loki dot Loki handler. And then URL is http:// and we have whatever. Then we have Loki :3100 / Loki / API / v1 / push, right? And then we have version equals 1. All right. Okay. So now create a new logger instance, name it whatever you want. Line 4 is very important if you're using Grafana to visualize log metrics. This line 4 right here? All right. So all right, I think I have an idea. All right, so let's do another logger here. Logger dot add. I guess I have to import logger into this, right? Do we have logger installed? Okay, import login. And then we do import logging. Logger. Import logging. Oh, okay. My bad. Got a little bit ahead of myself there. All right, so logger equals logging dot get logger and save my logger. Right, whatever. We're just following along. Okay, so now So now let's do some logging. We are going to do, now that our Loki handler is set up, we can add a handler and we can, okay, so now we're going to go to logger.add handler. All right. And then every time we call a logging function, the Loki handler will automatically push the log stream with the correct labels to Loki. If you want to send additional labels to Loki, you can place them in the tags object when calling the function. So what we're looking at is we're looking at this part, right? So now use the okay. All right, so let's try this out. All right, so we're gonna go into here and let's say we do computer choice. Let's say we do logger.info and we log so we do here. I just do a simple one first, right? Because we don't want to go way too far into this. Let's say logger info winner. Let's see, test. I say, all right, winner. Let's try that, right? So let's stop this. See if it even starts. See if it even starts. All right, play. It starts. So, oh, here's what I did. So I just put logger info to just get one thing in there, right? Logger info winner, right? So what we're gonna do, and we are able to start the app up again. So we're gonna go to, where is our insomnia? We're going to send rock again. It says computer wins. And now if we look for our Grafana, let's see if we're gonna see anything in there. Over here. And let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go to explore again. So let's take a look at here though. How can we find this in here? So we did not pass the tag, but Let's see. Every time we call the line, the handler will automatically push a stream with the correct labels to Loki. If you want to send additional labels, what's the correct labels though? All right, so now okay, log something, extra tags, log warning. Now go to your Grafana instance and query your logs using one of the labels. Additionally, you can see that the color scheme has been applied to the log line. So you used service, my service. So we go here and let's do last. Ah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I think it is exposed though, because if I go to local host 3100, I get a not found, which makes sense, right? I think it is exposed. But that's a good point that you made. Thank you for that. Let's fix that. So let's fix that real quick. So that should be local host. I wonder if I do. Let's do something real quick. If I go here. All right. Yep, you're right. So that's totally right. Because when I go here and I type in Loki 3100, then it gives me, it can't be reached. But if I do localhost, and then it pops up that way. All right, cool. So let's stop that and start it over again. And so I change that to localhost, start it over again. And let's go to Insomnia. Run it again. All right, something. So if we go to here, if I do the time range of the last 5 minutes and I run the query, no data here. Label browser. Um, it's not making it over to it. Well, did you add labels in your code? I thought I was gonna add some default labels, but apparently it didn't. So I will add some labels in that case. Where do we add the labels? So logger. All right, so let's go here. Let's add a label. Logger info. Extra. Mm. Let's see what that does. Live stream. I don't like those yellow lines. All right. Let's try it again. I don't know. I don't know. All right. So where is and again? Another draw. And inside of Grafana. Let's refresh. And they said to go to we go to, let's explore. And looking at here, they went to explore, log browser. Where's log browser? Log browser. I need to install log browser. Let's see. Where was log browser? Let's see, search. Oh, gotta be under Explorer. Okay.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Let me see. Let's see here. Well, I think we'll finish this next time. We are that close on the brink, but trying to see. Last 5 minutes, run query. No data, job, bar logs, run query. Let's do, oops, last 15 minutes. See, it's taking it from the see, and the thing is, right, if it's taking it from the computer and the computer wasn't set up on the, it should be able to take it from, should be able to take it from the application. I'm gonna figure it out. But I think we're good for tonight. I think we're good. I think we have a little bit left to go just to figure out how to get that last step, which we're going to do it, but not today. Not today. It is what it is. We have, oh, Tony says search. All right, fine. Let's just about to wrap it up, but let's see. All right, search. Oh, let me see. What am I searching for? Run query. Let's see. Got Loki. Kickstart your query. Log query starters. Yeah, I'm tired. It is what it is. We're gonna figure it out next time. Maybe next Thursday we'll start off the show with finishing this up. I'm gonna do some investigation to see how to push this thing in. Um, yeah, and I'll figure it out. And then we will wrap it up probably next Thursday. Because all right, fine, let's do that. All right, I'm looking at it, Tony. Oh, you keep pulling me back in. All right, I know, right? It's so close, but it's 10 o'clock. All right, so let's see. Create new query. Um, I think Tony that like it's not something with the configuration is not getting in there. So I'm gonna spend some more time on it, and then maybe I don't know. Maybe Sunday before we actually get into Terraform, we can wrap this up. I don't know. I have to think about it, but I'm tired. It's been a long day. Been up since 4:30. So and then we have the morning show tomorrow. So we'll do something else. But that's it, right? I had a great time. Thank you. For real, right? One more raw. One more raw. But you know what? Actually, before I go, I want to read the comment that Tech Takeover said. He said, I wish I had guys like you and Mr. Tony here close to me here in Kentucky. I don't have people who look like us and make it fun. Just your normal stick in the mud. That's why I was going into sales. Well, guess what? I'm going to tell you this, Tech Takeover. I personally have never cared who looks or doesn't look like me because um, one of the people that I follow and take advice from always says you have to be selfish before you can be selfless. And I just go out there and I do what I do and I do it awesomely. And I don't care what other people do. Because I'm gonna do me and I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. And that's why I and I think that's one of the reasons that that Don and I get along so well because we just do our thing and we don't let what other people are doing or not doing have a negative or positive effect on us. We're just gonna do what we got to do, right? So, and that's why I would say that we're here now. You know, the internet, YouTube, LinkedIn, everything brings us right at each other's front door where we can work together, collaborate, and stuff like that. But I would definitely not let you know distance and whoever looks like you or doesn't look like you stop you from being great and doing whatever you got to do, right? Um, I personally like don't care what other people are doing because um, what matters to me is what I'm doing, and that's why. And I'll tell you a quick story, right? So many people. I'm like, all right, we could do this. Like, here's some great ideas. We could do this. We could do this. I'll help you. I'll help you. Help you. And then they never say anything, right? So I said, I'm just gonna do it myself. And now that I'm going, like, nothing can stop me, right? Nothing can stop me. So we're just gonna keep going, and we're gonna keep running the numbers up. We're gonna keep winning, right? Because like, like
I mean, all we do is win, man. You know that.
so. I'll put it like this, don't let your feelings make you have to say,
I'm in a bind, Nate.
nope, we don't do that here, right? So that's what I want to tell you, right? Like don't let all that stuff distract you. It's about winning. At the end of the day, it's all about winning. Nothing else matters but the results. That's my number one saying. Nothing else matters but the results. So go out there and get the results, and then they'll come to you, right? And if they don't, then whatever. You're winning, right? Like some say it's lonely at the top, but hey, rather be at the top than be in a crowded bottom. All right. So that's what I have to say to that. So just wanted to share that last tidbit with you. So, yep, Tony, we're so close. We're going to figure it out next time. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Before we do that, right? I do have one last question for you guys. One last question.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I am very entertained. I love the chat interaction tonight. You guys were wonderful. Thank you so much. Tech Takeover, you are family. I appreciate you. And Tony says, W's only. All right. Like, and I can tell, like I tell you, Tony, right? When we're doing jiu-jitsu, you got to define what winning is to you, right? So yeah, you get your guard pass, great, but next time prevent it longer, right? Because like when you're training, you're gonna get your guard pass, right? But let's say you got pass in 15 seconds this time, make it take 20 seconds, make it take 25 seconds, defining your win, and that's how you get that incremental growth every single time, right? It's not about hitting the home run every single time. Sometimes you got to bunt to get on base, right? So it is what it is. And I don't know anything about baseball, so I don't know why I made that reference. But if you enjoyed the show and you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I want to talk to you next time. I want to know what you thought. Comment in the video. Thank you for joining the chat. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the Patreon, www.techcoachralph.dev. And with that being said, I am so tired at this point. I am going to get out of here, going to take a little bit of sleep so I can get back up early to do it all over.
We going back to the hood. Nah, never that. We going back to the hood. Nah, never that. You can have that. You can have that.
They say, give back to the hood where I came from. All I got was scars and battles I can't outrun. Bad habits and heartache weighing like a ton. Post-traumatic stress holding tight like a gun. They say, give back, but what did I receive? Battle scars etched deep, I can hardly breathe. Dusty streets and shattered dreams and dark heartache. Heavy PTSD rolling like a spark.
No going back, no ties to rewind. Left the hood's grasp far behind. Blood and tears ain't love I find. Freedom in the peace of my own mind.
What did the hood give me? Nothing but pain. Echoes of voices screaming in my brain. Caring for my people while I stay in the rain. Hope sinking down like a chain in a hurricane. Bad habits whisper softly in my ear. Memories of nights where I fought off fear. Hood ain't no haven, it's a haunting refrain. Echoes in my soul, driving me insane.
Grew up on cracked sidewalks and broken dreams. Echoes of sirens haunting my hopeful schemes. Dark shadows lingered under bright moonbeams. Streets that stole faith like it never seems.
We going back to the hood. Nah, never that. We going back to the hood. Nah, never that. You can have that.
A cycle of pain, wrapping stories untold. Eyes reflecting a future so cold. I'm moving forward on a path paved with gold. Survive a saga silently bold. Now I climb higher, leaving darkness behind. No more looking back, no more being blind. Caring for my people, but from afar, building dreams, even with these battle scars.
Bruises on my mind, winding like a maze. Left behind the hurt in those fiery days. Survived the storm while the world turned cold. Wasn't given gold, was left with stories untold.
No going back, no ties to rewind. Left the hood's grasp far behind. Blood and tears ain't love I find. Freedom in the peace of my own mind.
We going back to the hood. Nah, never that. We going back to the hood. Nah, never that.
You can have that.
I'm not going back to those broken streets where shadows dance and despair repeats. Made it out from that concrete cage. I'm turning the page. I'm turning the page.